Hello there. Welcome to Chapter 3, Section 3, as we talk about multiplying rational numbers. And to make a long story short, that really means your favorite multiplying fractions, which is not terribly difficult, at least compared to adding and subtracting fractions. But it takes a little bit of work and a lot of practice. So as you're watching this video, pay attention, try to understand what we're saying, stop, go back when you don't understand, and bring your questions to class, and you'll be more successful. That's valuable for you to do. So you should have this note template in front of you. If you don't, you can print it off of my website or just copy it on another piece of paper. And here we go, multiplying fractions. So if you've not yet titled your notes, put your name on it, and let's jump right into things as we talk about keys to multiplying fractions. You will have to be able to do this without a calculator. What I'll probably give you is a 20 by 20 times table that will help you hopefully work through this stuff, but you do have to show that you can do it without a calculator so you understand the concepts. All right, multiplying fractions, there's a couple things that you need to be aware of. Okay, so I'm just going to add some notes right here. Okay, the first thing that I want to make sure you make a note of, you cannot multiply mixed numbers. That's supposed to be an apostrophe right there. You cannot multiply a mixed number, okay? What you can multiply is, I'm going to fix that, is an improper fraction. Okay, so you must change to improper. Okay, now that's not going to happen until I believe number 5 in the problems we're working on, but that's the first thing you need to be aware of. You can't multiply if you have like 2.5. You'd have to change that. Okay, the second thing, and this is a really valuable tool for you to learn and to learn young, is that before you multiply, I'm going to do the text in before you multiply. Okay, you want to look to cancel common factors in the numerator and denominator. Pause the video if you need to get all that down. But that's going to happen to us in number 3. That's where it's going to start. Okay, and we'll get that. So again, that's a B. Before you multiply, look to cancel common factors in the numerator and denominator. All right, right here in this symbol, what they're trying to do is tell you if you have two fractions multiplied, all you do is you take the top two numbers, if it's a over b times c over d, and you multiply them. That's it. Take the bottom numbers and multiply them to get your new number. Now, a couple other things you'll have to run into, you'll be able to deal with concerning these two things we talked about over here. Okay, here's an example. 3 times 1, 4 times 2. All right, you take the 3 times 1 and you multiply 3 times 1. You get 3, which they showed you here. 4 times 2 is 8, as they showed you there. So that makes number 1 easily. Now, in your notes, I'm going to ask you to do it right a little bit more than is there. I want you to recopy the question down here, and you'll see why later. Also, when we do these questions, it's important that you copy that question down on your paper so I can help you and I can check you a little bit faster that you're doing it correctly. Well, as I do this question, I take the top two numbers. 7 times 1, I get 7. 8 times 2, I get 16. You just multiply across. 7 times 1, 7. 8 times 2, 16. And that number cannot reduce, so the answer there is 7 over 16. All right, number 2, if we do that, we have 1/3, basically the same idea, times 2 over 5. Okay, 1 times 2 equals 2. And 3 times 5 is 15. Look to see if it can reduce. It cannot, and you have 2 over 15. Okay, let's get to number 3. Now here's where we're going to have to use this rule that we talked about. So the general idea is you just multiply across and you have your numerator and your denominator. Simple, right? Okay, so then we throw a little twist here. All right, negative 2/3 times 3 over 16. And there's a lot happening in this question. First of all, notice this. It's a negative number times a positive number. So I know right away, based on the rules that we learned in the last chapter, that I'm going to have a negative answer here. Okay, so I can determine that my final answer here is going to be a negative number. So I'll just write down the negative sign there, fraction bar there. Now, take a look at this 3. See how you have 3 here and 3 here. They both have a common factor of 3. 3 goes into 3 and 3 goes into 3. So what you can do is you can divide. So put a little division sign here, the 3, and put a little division sign here with a 3. All right? And what we're going to do, if we can divide a factor out of both the numerator and the denominator, you need to do that. 3 divided by 3 will make that 1, and 3 divided by 3 will make that 1. All right, now I'm not finished here, because watch this. Look at the 2 and the 16. Is there a number that goes into both 2 and 16? There is. It's 2. So I'm going to divide this. So write down divide by 2 here, and write down divide by 2 here. You see, if you can divide a number out of both the numerator and denominator, you can do that. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 16 divided by 2 is 8. That's multiplying a fraction. So you have a negative times a positive, so that's why I put the negative sign here. Now look, the number remaining here is 1 times 1. Okay, what's 1 times 1? Yes, it's 1. 1 times 8 is 8. And there you have it, negative 1/8. Okay, so that's basically the process to solve. How big I made my fraction bar. How to multiply fractions like this, negative 1/8. Okay, but reduce that first. So again, what I did is I found common factors in any numerator and denominator, divide it out, and you've got new numbers to multiply. It's the smartest way to do this. It's a concept that will take you, you'll have to apply in algebra in more difficult ways, and you need to learn how to do that. Okay, let's go down to the problem and see if we can get one of these done here. Take a look at number 4 on the bottom half of your page. This means, all right, negative 3/5, let's recopy it please, times, see how the 3/5 is touching the parentheses? So that means multiply, times negative 10 over 21. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we're going to look for, again, a common factor. Actually, you know what I should do first? Grab my red pen here. First thing I should do is I should realize that this is a negative times a negative. And what did we learn? That a negative times a negative is equal to a positive. So I know my final answer is going to be positive. Okay, so those will cancel out. Now, take a look at the 5. Is there a number that 5 will go into in the top? Hopefully you see the 10. So what I can do is I can divide that, color coding here, you need to write that down, 5 divided by 5 and 10 divided by 5. Okay, I've kind of crunched up my room here, so I'm going to erase this part here. You might have to write it off to the side a little bit. Okay, 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So you just change those numbers. Now look at the 3 and the 21. Will 3 go into 21? It does. So I'm going to divide that by 3. I'm going to divide that by 3. 3 divided by 3 makes that 1. And 21 divided by 3 is 7, because 7 times 3 is 21. So negative times negative is positive. 1 times 2 is 2. I did this. 1 times 2 gave me 2. And then on the bottom, I'm going to do 1 times 7, which would give me 2 over 7. There. Okay, I'm going to pause there because I'm at 10 minutes and the next question is about mixed numbers. So we are going to have to take some time discussing what to do with that. So we'll do that in the next video. So after you stop this, please go on and continue to the next one.